Alright, this is how to take care of the fish tank. Alright? There's Dory, there's the tank. Here's the cabinet. There's where you want to put fresh water. The water level's a little bit low right now. You want to add it basically even with this right here. So it wants to come this here. So it just barely flows over that plastic just a little bit into there, and it wants to stay even. So this is what I'm going to do. Take this 1 gallon thing. Look, it says fresh top off water on it. Alright? In here. And fill it with filtered water. Only use water from this filter. Only. Alright? It's hard to do when it's on video. Only use this filtered water. Do not use the tap water. Takes a while to fill up. I already actually have some water in there, so turn that off. Alright, here it is. And then, like I said, just pour that right in there. So that is just even there. Maybe a little bit less. But this has to be done every day. This is a huge tank, and that is just a very small amount of water there. So when it evaporates off the whole tank and all of this in here, it evaporates off of. And so this gets lower like very quick. It can go down almost all the way down to here, like almost to where that pump will fail in 1 day. So it needs to be topped off every single day with fresh water. If it gets too low, that pump, if it's not totally submerged in water and it starts sucking air, it's going to fail. That's about a $200 pump right there. Please just top it off every day, okay? Now, as far as feeding goes, what I do is I have, there's a couple foods here. There's this mysis shrimp here, and there's some, this is brine shrimp. You have to actually take a razor blade and scrape them off into a bowl here. You don't really have to worry about the brine shrimp. It's good to give them a very diet-based, so if you feel like it, I would appreciate it, you know what I mean? Just scrape a little bit off with a razor blade. There's a razor blade under the small tank, my little cabinet, and then put some water in there. I'm going to go ahead and do the mysis shrimp now to show you. What I do is, hold on, let me set the phone down. Let me get the little kickstand thing going here. Alright. That's not working. Alright, well, all I basically do is take this, open it up, and then you can see they're all in these individual little squares. with tinfoil on the back. I just pop one of these little squares out into the dish there. Alright, and then just fill the dish with some water. Alright, and then some of the tinfoil I actually got in there. And just take something and just stir it around a little bit. Just wait for it to dissolve and melt and everything. I'll also let that dissolve. I'll show you something else. Right here, this little tank on the floor. These tanks also need to be topped off with water, but they both have lids, so they shouldn't evaporate too much, just a little tiny bit of water. You can see the water level's pretty much all the way full, so try to keep it really, really full. And when you feed, you're going to feed this little tank. There's actually a royal grandma in there who's actually got ick. I just bought him from a fish store, and he was really infected with ick. So he's actually being treated right now. He's in a very low salinity tank to treat the ick. He might die. If he dies, don't feel bad. It's okay. I know he's sick, but I'm just trying to save him. He may or may not make it. But anyway, just stir these shrimp up. You don't have to, there's flake food too I'm going to show you, but you don't have to do the shrimp every day, but it would be nice if you could at least do it a couple days. It's really not hard. It only takes a minute. And the fish, they really love it. So just kind of making that melt there. I'm going to pause it while I make this melt. Actually, no, then it'll be a different video. Never mind. Just melt, bitch. Come on. Here we go. You want to rinse these shrimps, too, with water. Basically, you can see how nasty and mucky the water is once you stir it up. And then what I do is just kind of like let them all just kind of settle to the bottom, and then just kind of pour that mucky water off of there. It's okay if some of the shrimp come out. Try not to let too many of them come out, you know. I'm going to use all the shrimp anyway. And then just put some more actually clean water in there. And then do it one more time. Whatever they pack it with, it really makes that water murky, and it's got phosphates and stuff in it that's bad for the tank. So just make sure it's nice and clean. And then once you rinse it, you can really tell the difference. It's really nice and clear, and then there's just those little shrimps in there. So then how I feed it is I'll actually just kind of dump about half of these right into the sump here. And the pump will actually just take those and pump them right into the top of the tank. And you can see them all coming out there, which is fine. And then Dory will come out and bam, she loves them. And then just pour a couple into the small tank, not the whole thing. I never use a whole cube of the shrimp, just a little tiny bit, that's it. I still have a bunch actually left over. I know it's hard to see on my little phone cam here, but I actually have a bunch left over. Just dump the rest out. It's too much food. If you feed it too much, it's going to overfeed it, and that's not good for the tank. So just, I use about half of the shrimp. Just rinse that out. Make sure they all go down the drain. And that's it. Put the shrimp back in the freezer. Should have done that before. And that's it. That's basically it. Oh, and you know, if you feel inclined, I would appreciate it if you could just take the little magnet thing here and just kind of, you know, clean the algae off the glass if it gets too bad, you know. There's a little snail stuck on there. It's kind of funny. But yeah. That's basically it. All the lights are on timers. Actually, the little tank with the little fish in it doesn't have a light on a timer at all. Just leave the light off. It's fine. He's in a hospital tank anyway.
I give up. I suck at life.
That's basically it. The other side of the cabinet basically opens too. Oh, keep an eye on this protein skimmer for me. Right there, this thing, that collection cup, if it gets full, which I kind of don't think it will, but if it does, you have to empty it. You might have to call me and let me know. But just keep an eye on it. It should look like that. It shouldn't be like overflowing in the tank or anything. Nothing crazy should be going on. It should just look like that, basically. I debated on whether to turn it off or not, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it on. Just keep an eye on it for me, okay? And this too, you see how on the intake side is where the water runs down from the tank. You can see here, there's like a filter here. If that gets too clogged up, the water level here will actually rise, and it could rise to the top of this, which would not be good. I'm going to change this out now, so you shouldn't have to worry about it, but I just want to make you aware that if the water level gets too high up here and it starts looking like it's going to overflow or something, just pull that out. I don't care if you even put it into it, just pull that out. There's a bucket right there, but you shouldn't need to do that. So, that's basically it. This tank, there's nothing in it right now except for a little crab, which I really don't care about. You shouldn't have to do anything with it except for maybe just top it off with fresh water if it gets low. Rule of thumb I use with this little tank, and actually that tank over here, if you hear like water running, like a waterfall or something, it means it's low. It needs to be filled up until it's quiet again. Alright? That's basically it. Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate it. Alright. Bye.